Hello, everyone. This is Mary and Tokuko from Amirisu, and we are here to talk about our recent book, Nomad Knits, with the Nomadnoos founder and the owner, Coty. Hello.
Hi, amirisu people. So hello, Mary. Hello. So I'm so happy that we could collaborate with you for this book. It's such a beautiful book. Thank you for reaching out to me for the collaboration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we wanted to make this book because we love the yarn.
Yeah.
And we felt that there weren't enough good patterns out there to showcase the beauty of your yarn. So we invited our favorite designers from different countries, and we're so happy with the results.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too, because it's really you did a great work with all the designers, and it really reflects like the beauty of the yarns, and yeah, again, really kudos and a big applause, because you can see that with different design ideas you can really make a beautiful product, like also the pullover you are wearing. And I think also what I loved is the poncho from Irene, and also the shawl and the pullover from Erie, and yeah, that shawl, that's really beautiful. So yeah, but not only, the whole book, it's great.
Yeah, thank you. So it's been several years since we started collaborating and started carrying your yarn. We fell in love with these yarns when we first met you at H&H in Germany,
exactly.
some years ago.
Yeah, I remember when you came in, you had your son. I think he was still a baby. He was in here. You were rolling him around in the fair, and and you showed the books you're making. So that was great. Yeah. And then I had the opportunity to come to see your shop.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, you said like you were coming and you hopped on a plane and just came to Japan, which was so surprising.
Yeah, I had the advantage to have a friend who was working for Air France, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to Japan. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really would like to meet Amirisu and see their shop and what they're doing." And yeah, it was great. It was really a great experience.
So we love all the design actually that we made for these books, but I especially like this scarf that Erin made, which had lots of like tails of yarn still attached to it. And for a while among ourselves we discussed like whether we should cut these or not. But Erin mentioned that she didn't have a heart to cut these because these are all precious hand-spun yarn. And we totally agreed with her, and we decided to keep these tails. And now this is, to me, is a charm point of this shawl. I mean, the scarf, and I really like it.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And we worked since a while with Erie, and I'm so happy that she also participated to your book. And the yarns, and as you said, it is an expensive yarn, so it's a shame to cut it. And why it is this price is because it's like the fiber to make the yarn is it's taken by hand from the animals, like they comb it by hand, and then of course it's washed and everything, and then it's also hand spin. So it's a completely slow process, in the same way as when you are knitting, right? So yeah, that is, and that has a price today. We are really in a slow direction, slow business model. So yeah, and it's such a beautiful show. It sits on my bucket list to knit it. I don't have the time yet, but I also the colors which were made, the colors, the color scheme is beautiful. And again, you know, what I admire when you do your books is the beautiful photos you are making, which shows very well the design of the designers.
Yeah, thank you. We actually did the photo shoot in Nara, which the place where we live, and this highland area is really famous for this. We call it suzuki. It's a kind of weed that grows really tall, and they're beautiful in autumn.
Yeah, yeah.
Timing was perfect. It was really beautiful there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I imagine there are beautiful places in Japan, and we it's so far away, we don't know them. We normally people go to the cities, but it's so good that you showed. What was the pullover again you just showed? Because that's also a beautiful piece when you hold up the book.
Maybe this Aries.
No, that's Aries. Just before you were talking, yeah, the one of Aries is also nice, and she made another color version too, which is more in beige, which is also beautiful. Yeah. And then you have also US designers also who participated to your book, right? You have also US designers who also participated to your book.
Yeah. This shawl, unfortunately we don't have it here today, but it's designed by Rosemary Hill. The designer, we've been working together for years, and she always comes up with a really beautiful shawl design, and we admire her a lot. And Bernice Yamagara.
Oh yeah, that one is really nice.
Yeah. She's a designer based in Singapore, and her beautiful color.
Yeah. And the way how she played with the colors, right? How she went down with the different color. Yeah, really beautiful.
Yeah. And we have another Japanese designer, Rian.
Yeah.
Another pullover.
That's one. Yeah, that's one. And that is really because what in your book, what you have also, it's like it can go the whole year round. You know, that piece, I would say it's like a spring, autumn piece. Then you have winter piece.
Yeah.
And also in different different thicknesses, because it's camel wool you are using. So yeah. And it's soft, no?
It is really beautiful, and we never thought of doing cables all over cable with this yarn.
That's why it's great. Yeah, it's really great. I'm also wearing camel, but not with the cables. So it fits beautifully on you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. So you have more retailers all over the world recently. Do you have more spinners?
We increased spinners. Now I think we are at 15 spinners. I have to update the photos on the website. And I'm really happy that we were able to increase. So most of them work from home, or they all work from home. And so we really support them too. So they get like a kilo of fiber, and then they hand spin one ply. And then the plying is done in the workshop. where we have different women who are making like a 2-ply or a 4-ply, or if we have a very bulky yarn, we make an 8-ply, depending on the quality. And so when we do, for example, the shawl of Erie, that is a mix of sartul and yak yarn. So this is dyed separately. So the sartul is dyed separately, the yak is dyed separately for that one, and then you get this nice heather effect. We have also another quality which is not in the book because it's a mix of yak and silk, and that we dye together. So we can play with different colors, but everything is hand dyed also, because in Nepal it's still very it's very artisanal. Even if in the past there were big industry, but today it's mainly very artisanal making. So and then we take also, because like I have another daily job, so I work as an ESG manager, sustainability manager for a company in Switzerland. So Nomadnoos is my second job, and my aim is really to be as sustainable as possible, and also on a social level. So we really try to help the people. We check also our dyeing stuff. We're not dyeing with plants because it's really, I would love to dye with plants, but colors are fading out a little bit more easily. And we are already doing a lot of hand work. So the dyeing is done with hands, but it's done with, let's say, chemical dyeing products, but these coming from a company I know very well, who is really taking care that there are no hazardous chemicals in the dyeing stuff. And also after dyeing, everything is filtered through a kind of water filtering system. And then the leftover water is used either for the toilet or it is used in the garden, because what we do in the workshop where we work, where everything is plied, because it's Nomadnoos is just occupying a part of it. They're also weaving, and these people, they get, when they come, they get breakfast, they get lunch. And we just started also a project to help with to give extra schooler care for children from the spinners and from the dyers, because there is no extra schooler, and we don't want these kids to stay outside on the street, and they need some help with their study. So we hired a teacher, and they help them with their homework every afternoon, and they get tea and they get cookies. So yeah, we just started that. So that's the social part, let's say, and then there's the environmental part of also, the fibers coming from Mongolia, from a cooperation of herders we know, and then it goes to Nepal, where it's handspun. I would love to handspun also in Mongolia, but we tried it several times, and we are not able to get this fine yarn as we can get in Nepal. I think it's embedded in the history of Nepalese country, where people were really able or are spinning since so many years, and they are able to make very fine yarns, while in Mongolia they're more filting, so you don't have this history of spinning very fine yarns. It's a completely different mindset. So that's a little bit the story.
Yeah, it's just incredible. You're making business out of this very hands-on work.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, I always wanted to, like, you can call it like a social business, and of course it is a niche because of the value of the yarn, and it's really to return something to the people who are making yarns for us, and I think that's important. also when you wear something, you know, what you are wearing, it's like it has a value also. And that's what I always say, and I'm feeling I'm repeating myself, but also when you are knitting, you know, you see it growing, and it's so beautiful when you are knitting. And I think when you compare it with what you can buy in a shop, fast fashion today, it's so more valuable to make something yourself and to knit yourself. And and I think also, again, I give you compliments back, because with your shops, and you opened also a new shop, and all the beautiful books you are publishing, it's amazing that you are also inspiring people with all the different designs and reaching out with the designers. And I think you really do a beautiful job also.
Thank you.
And sorry for the barking of my dogs. It's finally nice. We had a lot of rain here in Ticino, in Switzerland, where I live, and my dog's outside, and she just started to bark now. So.
I didn't even notice, and we have dogs here too, actually.
Okay, well, good. If you didn't notice, then I should have said anything, but yeah, she just stopped.
We spend all the time, like weeks and weeks, in making something. So I love using like carefully made sourced yarn, which will help us treasure the finished knits more and longer.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think it's also, you know, you can as we said, it has value. You can easily repair it. You can also recycle it. So it is, and it is, how do you say it? It's unfashionable, you know. It's something you will keep for years and years. I remember when because I learned knitting. I'm not such a good knitter. I would say I'm still in between the beginner and the medium stage, because when I see some patterns also in your book, I'm like, wow, I would love to be able to knit that, but I'm not there yet. But I don't know what I wanted to say anymore, but knitting is also so good for your health. And it's also when you have a nice yarn and it's soft, and you know, and you knit with it, and that's what we want. Our yarns are very, very soft, and I think it's also because it's spun by hand, right? So it keeps the softness of the yarn. It's not spun by machines.
It feels so good on your skin.
Yeah, because you can wear it on your skin. But I have something under, but you know, it's not itchy at all. But I have to say that camel and yak yarn are on the same level of softness as cashmere yarn, because it's the same fineness. Of course, there are also some merino yarns which are very fine. But and what we do, there is no no softener in the yarns. You know, it's really it is the nature of the yarn, which is so soft.
Yeah, I totally agree. And while I was researching for this book, I learned that cashmere goats are really destructive on the environment, especially in Mongolia, where already it's very dry. It's very difficult to sustain the natural habitat.
That's true, and that is why we choose to bring only camel and yak yarn. However, there are more and more certifications and also a lot of work done with herders in Mongolia to reduce their herds, because of course of the boom of the textile industry, and also some other indicators. They started to breed more and more cashmere goats, because of course it has a high value. And as you say it's true, because cashmere goats, they they eat the roots of the plant, not only the plant. While like yaks and camels and also cows, they only eat the grass. They don't eat the roots. So if you have too many Kashmir goats on the parcel, let's say, and it's all nomadic herding, they are herding like each season in another region. But if you have too many animals, then it cannot restore, and that's the big problem. And that's why there is a lot of desertification in Mongolia. But that's why it also started, in fact, a little bit the Nomadnoos, because I went to Mongolia. I worked with the Swiss Agency for Cooperation and Development to speak with the nomads, to help them, and also to let them understand, what is important when they are combing the fiber, how to store it. And in fact, which is great, is that this organization, which depends on the Swiss government, they were really able to install this project where they speak with the nomads, and they try to reduce the herds, but still help them to have an income. So it is a great project which is still there, and we work with the nomads under this project.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
You're welcome. Yeah.
The situation in Nepal and Mongolia, and we hope to collaborate with you again in any ways going forward.
I hope so too. I'm looking forward to it. And again, I love your book. And I'm like, I want to do it all, but I want to knit it all. And I'm looking forward to a new collaboration. Thank you very much, Mary. Thank you very
so much.
Yeah, I mean, and see you next time. I hope we can meet again in Japan sometime. Europe.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.